I'm from Doncaster. I'll
like
teach
you.
you.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at 30 all-time worst British sitcoms and sketch shows.
I don't give a shit, because I don't need to curse and swear to get my point across.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 30, Bread.
Look, it's only complicated if you think about it, Adrian. Just close your eyes and don't think about it.
Though creator Carla Lane is from Liverpool herself, the portrayal of Liverpudlians in Bread was met with backlash. Despite its popularity and multiple series, it was repeatedly lambasted for its main characters being petty criminals and wheeler dealers. It's also not often that funny, preferring to wax lyrical about the trials and tribulations of the Boswell family and wider issues like class and marriage more generally.
What do you know about any of us?
I might not know anything about you, Nellie Boswell, but I know about my kids, and he'll be all right.
But Bread was also plagued with a constantly changing cast, with many of its most popular characters, including Joey, getting recast when their actors left. Quite a lot of the cast couldn't get the accent right either.
The thing that worries me, Billy, is how am I going to explain to the baby that you're her dad?
Number 29, Shane.
Marriage does that though, doesn't it? Over the years, your interest in sex just drains away.
Well, wouldn't drain away if you put the plug in a bit more often.
Frank Skinner remains one of our most popular comedians, but not all of his sitcoms have stood the test of time. This one is all about Shane, played by Skinner, making barbs about how much he doesn't like his wife, Myrtle, and he doesn't particularly like his teenage daughter either. Even by 2004, sitcoms where the punchline of nearly every joke is that Shane hates his wife, and also basically hates everybody else, were getting outdated.
Audrey's done modelling work in LA. How cool is that?
Oh, it was only like a beachwear shoot, and some of the bikinis were so small I felt really self-conscious.
Is it hot in here, is it now?
Simply put, it's deeply unoriginal, and it's easy to see why Skinner announced he was leaving scripted television and returning to stand-up shortly afterwards. Bizarrely, a second series was made but never broadcast. Perhaps Skinner realised that it was behind the times.
You know, it's really sweet of you to sit here talking to a dumb teenager like me.
Well, in 3 minutes' time, I might be sitting here with a pumpkin.
In 3 minutes' time, you might be sitting here with a napkin.
Maybe, when you've gone to bed.
Number 28, Bedil Syndrome.
People who over-yawn, you know, because a yawn's just this, isn't it? For some people, they got to go, like you're going to go, great yawn.
Another comedian who skyrocketed to fame in the 90s, David Bedil has only become more insufferable as the years have gone on. But perhaps he was just as bad early in his career, starring in this sitcom as a fictionalized version of himself who needs to be diagnosed with a special disorder that explains why he's so annoying.
Listen, David, I'm going to go.
Okay.
I shall be proceeding in a northerly direction.
There's a little self-awareness, since Bedil's psychiatrist, played by Stephen Fry, also can't stand him, but it's not clear who wanted to watch this show.
When someone does that, what they're basically saying is, this is a really, really amazing anecdote. It must be, because look what my reaction was.
Quite possibly nobody did, because it only got one series, full of jokes about how his girlfriend is annoying and that his American flatmate says "like" too much.
I'm so sorry. You sometimes smoke?
Yeah, but not a pipe. I've never done something equivalent to putting a large neon sign over my head saying, I am a twat.
Number 27, Little Britain, USA.
Don't worry. I don't looking. I just have to clean here.
Seeing the outrageous success of Little Britain over here, HBO decided it wanted a piece of Matt Lucas and David Walliams, so commissioned an American version. But we're not sure that the result was the show that HBO wanted, since it transplanted all of the original's most popular characters across the pond with minimal effort to come up with new characters or concepts that made more sense.
Can we have a volunteer, please, to come up here and tell us all why they're so revoltingly fat?
Perhaps this is fine for British viewers who love to laugh at Americans, but since it was conceived for an American audience first, it's no wonder that HBO cancelled the show after one series. That was despite a Series 2 embarrassingly being announced by Lucas.
Tony, you, and I know you won't mind me saying it, you are one of the very most fattiest people here. In fact, I often struggle to fit all of you in my field of vision.
Number 26, Miranda.
Hello to you and thanks for joining. This is exciting, isn't it? Eh?
A controversial pick, Miranda was very popular during its run, but has it stood the test of time?
Did he just call me sir? He just called me sir.
Perhaps not, since most of its jokes haven't aged well. And not because any of them were offensive, but because about half of all of them are just Miranda Hart falling over or bumping into things. Sometimes she even bumps into something, then falls over.
It's all about the recovery, isn't it?
When there is a bit of wordplay, it's often neutered by Miranda turning to the studio audience to indicate that she's just said something they're supposed to laugh at. And quite a lot of people can't stand how posh it is, with Miranda drawing from her real-life aristocratic upbringing.
Benji has at last split up from that ghastly fishwoman.
Right, I've said it before, I will say it again. I'm not marrying my cousin.
Number 25, 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
I thought it would be nice to tell everybody the tale of your incredible journey to the big 3-0. This is your life.
During its heyday, there were plenty of naysayers claiming that 2 Pints is one of the worst comedies the BBC ever made. And whatever your personal opinion, you have to admit that this was eventually true, if only for the last series. By then, nearly all of the original cast had departed, with only Will Mellor and Natalie Casey remaining. Even the creator, Susan Nixon, had left, and the magic was gone.
There is no baby, I'm not pregnant, it was just stress.
What, you were pregnant with stress? What's that, like a food baby?
Admittedly, a lot of the magic had begun to disappear after Ralph Little left, but it kept plodding along, with characters getting married, divorced, having affairs, and going around and around until it was finally put out of its misery.
You know what? Do you know what? I'm glad that we never bothered. You'd be a terrible mother. All you care about was yourself.
Number 24. Come Back, Mrs. Noah.
I'm standing here in the Pontefract International Space Complex, otherwise known as PISC.
The show was so bad it almost led the BBC to refuse to commission Red Dwarf. Come Back, Mrs. Noah was an early attempt at a sci-fi sitcom. Set in the distant future of 2050, Molly Sugden starred as the titular Mrs. Noah, a housewife who gets accidentally stuck in space.
Visiting with us today, we have the winner of Modern Housewife magazine Cookery Competition 2050, Mrs. Gertrude Noah.
For 6 episodes we're treated to old woman trapped in outer space antics as she gets confused about the technology and annoys all the middle-aged blokes she's sharing the space station with.
Over here, dear.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late.
Some of the jokes do land, especially at the beginning, as we're made to imagine that Britain has somehow become a spacefaring superpower, but it all descends into farce before long.
Right. Shall I be mother?
Oh, the things you men can do nowadays.
Number 23. Way to Go.
Payment? For what?
I want you to kill me.
What's a better premise for a comedy than an illegal assisted dying business? Probably anything else, considering how poorly received this sitcom was.
I know Lucy's left you, but there's plenty more fish in the sea, some with bigger tits.
It's not for me.
You want to kill Lucy? I'm not killing Lucy.
Starring Blake Harrison in one of his first post-in-betweeners jobs, he and his friends invent a machine that can end people's lives and charge them for the privilege.
Wow, that is beautiful. What the hell is that?
I call it the McFlurry of Death.
Much of the discussion was about whether any comedy show could be about assisted dying and still be funny, but it's clear that if any could, it wouldn't be this one, which just wasn't intelligent or nuanced enough to make that kind of subject matter work. The BBC has subsequently tried to erase Way to Go from existence.
You don't build a Snickers machine and only make one Snicker. There must be shed loads of people that want out.
He's right, Scott. We could make a fortune with this thing.
Number 22. Horn and Cordon.
Are you out of shape? Are you the wrong shape? And by that I mean you look at other shapes and wish that that was your shape.
Hot off the immense success of Gavin and Stacey, James Cordon and Matt Horn teamed up to create a sketch show, which soon went down in history as one of the UK's all-time worst. It was viewed as an exercise in hubris, with the duo apparently so drunk on their success that they thought they could accomplish anything.
Hey guys! Wow! Look at all you young people! You young people having a good time, yeah? Great!
Alas, they couldn't, with this widely promoted sketch show going down like a lead balloon. Unfortunately, it just isn't funny, proving that clearly the thing that made Gavin and Stacey so beloved was Ruth Jones, who wasn't involved in Horn and Cordon at all. No wonder there was only one series, and they allegedly fell out afterwards.
That's not all, Gaz. Why don't you show him your cool t-shirt? OK. The way, the truth. Anyone got a light?
Number 21, Big Top.
I found this poster in town today. Circus Maestro, the UK's lousiest circus.
What deal with the devil did Amanda Holden make to have this career? Only she knows. But somehow her sitcoms keep getting green-lit. In this one, she stars as a circus ringmaster, Lizzie, who runs possibly the worst circus in England.
Gasp at our inflated ticket prices, groan at our useless jugglers, yawn at our tedious clowns.
Is it all one big meta joke, though? Since the circus is supposed to be rubbish? We don't think so, no. The main problem is that the scripts are weak and unoriginal, with the only memorable moments being the ones with the performing dog. He seems to be the only one putting any effort in. The rest of it is utterly forgettable.
But who could possibly hate us this much?
Well, it could be anyone who's seen the show.
Number 20, The Melting Pot.
It seemed that when we were showing the tongues and the lorry stopped, that is the one he has arranged for.
Spike Milligan is considered a comic legend in the UK. But The Melting Pot, which he created, wrote and starred in, is something we all wish didn't exist and could be erased from our memories. Broadcast in 1976, the first episode was on BBC. Then, none of the others were released, and it could have something to do with the fact that the two white leads, Milligan and John Bird, donned blackface to look like they're from Pakistan.
Dick sent us. You will say that. You will say Dick sent us. Yes, I will say Dick sent us. Good.
Even another white actor, Harry Fowler, played someone with Chinese heritage and is seen wearing a jumper with a very outdated character on it.
But not recently, son. These features will change like my dialect.
Honestly, this show is dire and should never see the light of day again. Number 19, Citizen Khan. There are some mysteries out there that we'll never really know the answers to. What happened to Lord Lucan? Who was Jack the Ripper? And how did Citizen Khan get 5 series?
Are you sweating, Dad?
No, of course not. Someone turned the heating on.
At least, the latter is asked by many in the audience. The show follows Mr. Khan, a self-described leader of the community, and his family in Birmingham. Even after the first episode aired, the BBC quickly received 185 complaints. Viewers weren't keen on the stereotyping of British Pakistanis and the mocking of the Muslim faith. The show was also slated by critics who held nothing back.
You're a very nice man, but I play with a straight bat, you know what I mean?
Arifa Akbar described it as like sitcoms from the 1970s, while the Herald called Citizen Khan the worst comedy. Number 18, Honey for Tea.
You see, I am your mother.
Since 1964, we Brits have felt smug about America's Dick Van Dyke's grim attempt at doing a Cockney accent in Mary Poppins. We've mocked it for years, rubbing it in the faces of our cousins across the pond. Well, our collective smile evaporated quickly after Honey for Tea did the reverse, as England's Felicity Kendall attempted a US accent.
You did what with Lucy?
Excuse me?
Hang on. Simon, I'm on the phone.
It's incredibly distracting, and the region that her accent is based on changes from sentence to sentence. Kendall plays a broke British-born American who returns to Blighty after her husband's passing since he invested lots of cash in St Maud's College in Cambridge. She uses this to become an assistant bursar. After 7 episodes, the show was canned with little fanfare.
You're a weasel, Basil. You exploit people, and you're not very good at your job.
Number 17, Horrible.
Shawnee boy! All right, mate? All right, Paul.
When the star of a sitcom blasts the show's quality a couple of years later, you know it probably wasn't that good. And that's true with Horrible. Starring Johnny Vaughan as a wannabe criminal and taxi driver, the BBC really wanted this to be successful. Even in their own review, they talked about its potential a lot, while slipping in some criticisms.
Oh, come on.
One of the bad takeaways was Vaughan's acting, which is probably why he's better known as a radio presenter today. Also criticised was the awkward dialogue and the lack of chemistry between the characters.
Where's the Don? He never left the room. See you. I love you sometimes.
Number 16. Life of Riley. Having starred in the beloved Men Behaving Badly and fresh off her success in Life Begins, Caroline Quentin gave Life of Riley a go in 2009, and it didn't go too well.
Don't sit! I've been plumping, you'll unplump!
Involving newlyweds and the hijinks of their blended family, the show was slated after its first episode aired. Critics felt that it was an unfunny throwback to 1970s sitcoms that are only looked back at positively thanks to nostalgia. The funny moments often came across as forced and put the characters in unbelievable situations as a result. After 3 series, the show was cancelled.
Oh, stupid, wrong, but no admit.
Well, it's been nice chatting to you.
On the plus side, it freed up Neil Dudgeon to move to the most dangerous village in the world for Midsummer Murders. Number 15. Married for Life.
I hate that new security light.
The US has had success with remaking British shows like The Office or American Idol, but when it's happened the other way round, there aren't that many that have done well. And 1996's Married for Life, a remake of Married with Children, is definitely on the bad pile. Starring comedian and musician Russ Abbott, the show came across as an American sitcom, except with British accents, and not quite as fun.
From now on, Ted Butler is going to live with a bit of dignity.
Even some of the comedic situations became unrealistic and required too much suspension of disbelief for many. Still, we witnessed young Hugh Bonneville and Rob Brydon making their mark on the small screen, so that's something. After 7 episodes, ITV divorced Married for Life.
My angel.
Number 14. Mad About Alice.
Oh, that's nice. I used to have a hamster when I was little, called Buttons. What's he called?
Specimen 22.
Amanda Holden seems to be kryptonite to sitcoms. Several shows she's been on have tanked really badly. It's weird. Featuring her future radio co-host Jamie Theakston, you know you're in for a bad time as the duo sings the opening theme song for Mad About Alice.
Well, what would you know? Oh, just look around you. It's Mad About Alice. Please don't remind me. Mad About Alice. All right, don't go on about it.
The show is about an ex-couple who share parenting duties for their son while balancing their professional and personal lives. While the debut episode had strong viewing figures, the criticism was heavy. The Sunday People slated Theakston's acting and the show's smugness with its ever-decreasing levels of comedy. Yikes. After 6 episodes, Mad About Alice was thrown out by the BBC.
Hey, Scott. Are you ready for me?
Are you sure you're going to be warm enough in that?
Number 13. Land of Hope and Gloria. After years of performing with the R&B group The 3 Degrees, Sheila Ferguson landed one of her first acting gigs with a starring role as Gloria Hepburn in Land of Hope and Gloria.
You're going to have to try harder than that, Carrie. Remember, this guy's English. You got to be more direct.
Playing an American that moves to the UK to become the business manager at a traditional stately home, the show heavily leans on culture clash comedy. And it grew tiresome quickly. It also tried to make a British estate being run by a black American woman a strong source of content, but that quickly fell flat. After just 6 episodes being released by ITV, the sitcom was discarded.
One could understand being homesick if one were English, but isn't it incredible to think of anyone being homesick for the United States of America?
While Ferguson carved out a great career in the theatre. Number 12. Babes in the Wood.
Where am I and what the hell am I doing here?
It's me, Ches. Charlie!
With a name based on a pun about women living in St John's Wood in London, Babes in the Wood was already off to a rough start when it arrived in 1998. Taking all the bad bits of Friends, the sitcom originally starred Denise Van Outen, Natalie Walter and Samantha Womack sharing a flat together. A lot of the criticism was how empty the content was.
Well, there's no rule against being happy, is there?
I'll have to check.
Instead, it was dialogue heavy, with juvenile curse words throughout. But to make it worse, the jokes were also very predictable, which takes a lot of the fun out of watching a comedy, as the surprise makes it infinitely better. After 2 series and a Christmas special, ITV felt that was enough torment.
That's your Christmas tree?
Yep.
Flipping heck, Chaz, I've seen moles with a healthier growth.
That is perfect for the single man.
Number 11, Mrs. Brown's Boys.
See me on my first. I went to the doctor for my first visit. He told me to bring a sample with me. I brought a freaking milk bottle full.
No one in the UK knows how this show has survived for over 10 years. Every Christmas it plagues our screens, taunting us with its inexplicable longevity. We can only imagine creator Brendan O'Carroll has something on the BBC. Once the Irish UK produced Mrs. Brown's Boys aired, it seemed like it would soon be axed.
And if you get the wrong answers, he'll shoot me. With a big gun.
After all, the comedy in situations could easily fit into sitcoms from 50 years ago. It focuses heavily on gross humour and innuendos, which date it drastically. The show is even heavy in nepotism, since many in the cast are related to O'Carroll. But with 4 series, many specials, spin-offs, a film and stage shows, the show refuses to leave and has a bizarre, loyal following.
It's the gonorrhea that rose.
Number 10. Hard Sell. Catherine Tate has had a busy 2022. Firstly, she wrote and starred in the Nan movie. Then, she had her TV show Hard Sell debut on Netflix.
Was this the Tier 1 dream? No. Was it the Tier 2 dream? Barely.
It's one of Tate's first goes at a sitcom, as her bread and butter has been in sketch shows. This mockumentary series showcases life inside a prison, with Tate playing a range of characters. However, it didn't exactly go well with the audience or critics, with some taking shots at the constant use of repetition and double entendre toilet jokes.
Because I didn't do it.
We all didn't do it, love.
No, but I really didn't do it.
Well, if your trial turns into a sentence, you know where to find me.
Hard Sell is heavily stylized after The Office, which at times makes the show feel like it came out in the early 2000s. But it does get slightly better as the series goes on. Number 9. Coming of Age. Before The Inbetweeners came along and took the title for top teenage school comedy, there was Coming of Age on the BBC.
Drama.
While The Inbetweeners was hugely popular and released multiple films, the same couldn't be said for Coming of Age. It could be due to the fact many of the jokes didn't exactly land well and tended to play poorly on gender stereotypes. On top of this, many of the complaints point to the annoying and very immature characters.
You all right, Kane? What? Yeah, all right. Yeah, it's not too bad. Just figuring out a way to get Jazz to kiss me.
But the biggest issue was its vulgarity and awkwardness. It also focused on obvious innuendos that have all the subtlety of a caffeinated bull on rollerblades in a fragile china shop during an earthquake.
Look, why don't you just shut up and get out?
Okay.
Don't leave me, I'm sad.
Number 8. Brighton Bells. The US and the UK love to make their own versions of each other's TV shows. The Office and Law and Order are just a couple of examples. Well, in 1993, The Golden Girls was remade in the UK with Brighton Bells. But since it's in the video, it wasn't a success. Only 6 episodes into its run, the show was cancelled due to poor ratings. The remaining 5 episodes were squeezed in randomly to fill time in the schedule. Most of the issues stem from repeating the Golden Girls jokes and stories just with British accents, which made Brighton Bells pointless. This is a shame, since the cast featured the great Sheila Hancock and Wendy Craig. Number 7. Hardwick House.
Don't touch him either.
Specialist, you're still not a proper teacher. My room, string vest.
It's not every day that a show is cancelled after only 2 episodes from a double bill premiere, but that was the fate of Hardwick House in 1987. The viewers were so outraged that the other 5 episodes weren't aired, and for good reason. The show was set at a school, with the teachers taking centre stage, and some of those teachers were a bit much.
By now you will all be getting urges. Urges which you cannot always. History, maths, English, French and geography.
Especially as one was hinted to have slain multiple people, and another took a very unhealthy interest in the kids. One episode even featured a schoolgirl being graphically electrocuted, and had a copper with a schoolboy on a lead. The unaired episodes did end up on the internet, but be prepared for shocking, uncomfortable humour.
You dozy pillock. Come on, boy.
Number 6. Bottle Boys. The starring role of Dave Deacon in Bottle Boys was originally written for Jim Davison, so that should give you a good idea of its quality.
Oh, you lucky beggar.
You chat her up?
Would have done, except for one thing.
She was married, eh?
She was a fella.
Instead, the role was given to Robin Asquith, who was known for doing the Confession series of films in the 1970s. Beyond a theme tune that will worm its way into your brain and have you chanting it at inappropriate moments, the show had little going for it. The story involved a football-loving deacon who worked as a milkman. He often tried to sleep with as many women as possible on his rounds. Yep, even in 1984 it felt horribly outdated. Critics slated the show. Some called this sitcom the worst ever.
I mean, there's a hall full of people out there, to say nothing of Councillor Lynch. What am I going to tell them? I shall go outside there. I shall go outside there, stand there. I shall make an announcement. I shall tell them that Bernie Winters is indispensable. No?
Number 5. The Holden Girls, Mandy and Myrtle.
I love Johnny, but all he ever wants to do is gossip about people in the industry. I cannot stand that, so I just don't get involved.
Some people might have been intrigued by a comedy featuring Amanda Holden and Lee, Keith Lemon Francis, but their interest would have fallen off a cliff after seeing this show. The Holden Girls, Mandy and Myrtle is a mockumentary about Holden attempting to persuade her nan to live with her.
He does brilliant impression of Bruce Forsyth, actually. He does a really good impression of Bruce Forsyth.
Anyone can do Bruce Forsyth.
The show relied heavily on celebrities dropping in and lending their star power, but that didn't win over viewers. If anything, it annoyed them more, as the show had little depth. Frances as Myrtle was weird for the prosthetic makeup alone. Holden has a history of being in despised comedies. Back in 2009, she was in the short-lived circus sitcom Big Top. It regularly pops up on worst show lists.
Hopefully it'll work.
I'm from Doncaster. Things I've done for you. Stick your programme up your ass.
Number 4. The Right Way. Ben Elton is a successful novelist, playwright, comedian, and screenwriter with shows like Blackadder and The Young Ones. So creating The Right Way is a massive blip in his career. As the Daily Mirror put it, the stickman being electrocuted in the opening titles is the lucky one. A sitcom all about Council Officer Gerald Wright, the show lacked any originality. Instead, preferring to reuse old jokes, telegraph humour, and constantly have the young character go on about recording things for YouTube.
This is so a YouTube moment.
Weirdly, this isn't the only time Elton has delivered a massive TV dud. In 2005, he created Blessed, which featured a great cast. However, it still got panned almost as much as The Right Way would years later.
Bill and Mary. That's right, Bill and Mary. Bill and Mary. Bill and Mary. Bill and Mary.
Number 3. Sam's Game. When you think of Davina McCall, you remember she's a great presenter. Unfortunately, the role of actor doesn't really spring to mind.
No, I'm Sam, you're Tom.
Oh, yeah.
No! Sit down!
And a big part of that reason is due to Sam's Game. When it came out, it was talked about as though it would make McCall's career in the acting world. Instead, it made sure she would forever remain a wonderful presenter. Even with a cast featuring Tristan Gemmell, Tamika Empson, and Ed Byrne, the sitcom quickly wore out its welcome. All about a group of flatmates, Sam's Game relied on the goodwill of UK Friends fans, just minus the relatability, fun, or comedy.
Move, all of you! Go!
Friendly?
After only one series of being placed in the primetime slot, Sam's Game was unplugged. Number 2. The Royal Bodyguard.
I believe you're expecting me. Guy Hubble. Royal Bodyguard.
David Jason is a comedy legend thanks to his work on Only Fools and Horses as Derek, Del Boy Trotter. So when it was announced he would star in the sitcom The Royal Bodyguard as the Queen's top protector, everyone was excited to see it. Then, once they did, the audience horribly regretted getting swept away with nostalgia.
Sorry, I've forgotten. Am I good cop or bad cop? Bad cop. Bad cop. Thank you very much, okay.
Around 8 million people tuned in to watch the debut episode on Boxing Day. By the end of the episode, 1.5 million people had changed the channel. Yikes. People slated the script and the lack of clever or original jokes as the main problem.
You have an IQ somewhere between that of a goldfish and a fruit bat.
Well, to be fair, sir, I did have a bit of a cold that day.
As a result of the backlash, the series wasn't renewed and instead perished after only 6 episodes. Number 1. Heil Honey I'm Home. Oh boy.
Don't touch me. You've been late for your dinner every night this week.
Ava, babe, please. I'm the Fuhrer.
Imagine the worst premise for a sitcom. Then times it by 100 and you'll get Heil Honey I'm Home. The story is about Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun living together in a flat. Their neighbours are a Jewish couple, Arnie and Rosa Guildenstein. Hitler regularly makes his hatred of them known. Not surprisingly, it was cancelled after only 1 episode.
I'll show him around the town, we'll have a few beers, he'll forget about Czechoslovakia. He'll think, hey, this Adolf Hitler is a regular guy.
On top of trying to make Hitler funny, the show also tried to parody American sitcoms from the 50s. They were aiming for satire, apparently, but ended up instead just offending everyone. Other historical figures that were set to be parodied include Neville Chamberlain, Joseph Stalin, and Hermann Goering. Yeah, it's not shocking it didn't work out.
Okay. That's good. They don't know.
Let us know which terrible shows we've forgotten.
Well, don't you like the idea of poking about in an old ruin?
I've said I'll be up in a minute.